Hello everyone, and it's Michelle with a couple of books to share with you. So these two books were given to me by my lovely friend Paula. She found them, I think, secondhand bookstore or one of those places where you leave your books and you can take a few books for free. But these are two really lovely books. So let's start with The Artist's Sketchbook by Albany Wiseman with Patricia Monaghan. And there's a foreword by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, as he was then. But let's have a little look at this. Yes, this is my kind of painting. This was first printed in 2000. So we've got an introduction, then we've got a chapter on people, animals and birds, the interior, landscape and architecture. So look, I love it because it's quite loose. So we've got an introduction here. The sketchbook is the visual artist's most valuable tool and resource. From architects to dress designers, film designers to sculptors, every artist needs to get ideas and images onto paper quickly, efficiently, and effectively. The sketchbook fulfills many functions, and this is so true. So this is about using a sketchbook to get your ideas down, basically. So buying or making a sketchbook, quite nice that we've got instructions on how to make a fairly simple sketchbook there. I might have a go at that. And then we've got materials for sketching, and yeah, lots of choices here that he goes through. Graphite pencils, pen and ink, ballpoint pen, fiber tip pens, using an eraser or a putty needed eraser, charcoal pencils. So a little bit on those, and even more goes on with I like this. I often sketch directly with watercolor paints. Yes, that was me in my Robin Concertina sketchbook the other day. So acrylic and oil paints, gouache, pastels, oil pastels, water soluble and non-soluble coloured pencils. So he talks about all of those, and we've got all these lovely little sketches to go with it. So on to people, and that's not something that I do a lot of, but I feel like I should maybe try a bit more. So talks a lot about sketching different people, people in the workplace, people, musicians, the moving figure, sports players, got a little bit about dancers. This looks lovely to have a go at. And then travel. So these are people, you know, on a, looks like on a, like a cruise ship or something. Drawing people that are in a crowd. So restaurants and bars, babies and children, more children, from sketch to finished painting. This one's called Market Day, and it shows you all the sketches that he made, the little thumbnail that he made, and then it talks about the painting. Excuse me, that's my doorbell. Okay, that was the delivery of a tablecloth to put on my table for the 1st of November when I do the art and craft fair at New Buckingham Village Hall. So, sorry to interrupt. Right, let's go on to animals and birds. Now, this is a lovely example of getting the paint down and then putting more detail and pen work over the top. I love that. I love that peacock. We've got cats. We've got dogs, sheep and goats, horses, and we've even got little pinpoints to help us do a horse. We've got zoo animals, more zoo animals, wild birds and domestic fowl. This is lovely because it's on that tan coloured paper, and you know, using your something like a Derwent drawing, the Chinese white pencil will come up beautifully on that. I like that. More birds and fowl, lovely cockerel. From sketch to finished painting, we've got Bonnie and Calamity, the two cats, and you can see that's the preparation work, and then here is the finished painting. Rather sweet. Then we've got the chapter on the interior, and that's rather lovely, isn't it? So flowers, just love all this looseness. Interior spaces, domestic still lifes, basic shapes. This was in another book that I reviewed recently. I am trying to get this into my head. Found still lifes, lovely. Sketching with oils or acrylics. Cut flowers. Oh, maybe I can use this for an idea for my next vase-tober. From sketch to finished painting. Tulips. What did he use here? This is oil. Oh gosh, I won't be using oil, but I quite like this idea, so I might do a bit of a practice. Then we've got landscapes. Look at all that beautiful mark making. Wow. Oh, yep. Loving it. Light and atmosphere. Media for landscape. We've got something on gardens here. Trees in winter. I think I'm going to do some trees with my new, with these, the new Derwent drawing pencils, because I want to do something where I'm just using those. So I might do a video on that. Mixing green, sketching on holiday, sketching in the winter. And we've got a bit on skies, seascapes, from sketch to finished painting. And here we've got the sketches, and here is our finished painting. A little bit on architecture next, industrial architecture. A little bit on exploring composition and thumbnails. I'm always really interested to see how others go about that. We've got farm buildings. Oops, Mr. Page. Follies and eccentric buildings. There's a lovely folly at Thornham Walks, which is about 30 minutes away from me. I've drawn that several times. I might be reading that to see if there's any new ways that I can do that. Magnificent buildings. Detailed architectural studies. I don't think that's going to be me, but very interesting. Lettering. There's even a bit on lettering, look. Bridges. Also useful. The character of a place. Oh. Oh, the sketches on this page were preparations for a commission. Oh, wow. Further challenges. And then we've got another one that shows from the sketch to the finished painting. So some sketches and our finished painting. And so all in all, it says here, learn how to produce sketches filled with spontaneity and life. And this book presents over 300 of the artist's finest sketches, accompanied by a unique over-the-shoulder view into his working practices. So there we go. The Artist's Sketchbook by Albany Wise. If I can find these on Amazon, I will. And then the other book is called The Watercolorist's Nature Journal. And this one is by Jill Bays. And it says how to create a personal record of the natural world around you. I might need to hold that up a bit, I think. There we go. Oh, yes. See, I just love all the little, I love seeing little sketches. This one, I might need to zoom out a bit more. Let's see if we can zoom out a tad more. That's better. Then you can see both sides. So, what have we got in this one? Published in 2001. Introduction, materials, and then Nature's Year in Watercolour. Spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So we have our little introduction, and you can see where I'm being pulled towards these really loose type paintings at the moment, rather than the very precise, neat and tidy ones. So there's a little introduction, a bit on materials and techniques. So we've got paper, sketchbooks, drawing boards, stretching paper, which, yeah, if you use a watercolor block these days, you don't really need to do. Or if you get paper that's a good enough weight, 300 GSM and above, then you're not going to need to do that. Additional materials and equipment. And we've got a bit about brushes, and it shows some of the techniques that have been done with these brushes, paints and palettes, a little bit on colour, and some colour mixing there, complementary colours, greys and darks and greens, useful watercolour techniques. So we've got wet in wet, overlaying, leaving whites, scratching out, dry brush, spattering, or splats as I call them. But I just love, I mean, I like the way that you've got these little diagrams showing, right, this is where I scratched out, this is where I did fine brush work, this is where I did some wet in wet, this is where I did some washes, this is some spattering, this is some negative space, and some wet in wet. So quite nicely done. Drawing and painting outside. So a little bit about doing some stuff on plein air. And isn't that lovely? I just love the fact that it's not precise, it's all loose, and it kind of, the looseness makes things feel alive to me. I think that's what it is. This is a Norfolk village. It doesn't say which Norfolk village. Where is this person from? Jill Bays. Doesn't say. Does it say at the beginning? Maybe I'm now intrigued because it's got Norfolk in it. Nope, I'm going to have to do a bit more looking up, but loving that. I'm drawn towards that. So we're starting off with spring and nature's palette, and we've got some suggestions of colorways down the bottom here. We've got painting skies. We've got a little bit on early spring. Isn't this lovely, this magnolia? Oh, I really want to paint magnolia now. Oh, okay. Using your sketchbook. The art of sketching. Primroses and violets. The potting shed. This is called painting feature. Okay. So we've got the colours that we used. We've got a little bit of, this is showing these pots here, I think. Daffodils. Painting white and pale flowers. Lovely. Painting the landscape. And then this is another painting feature going from thumbnails. So originally thought that the format should be horizontal, but look, has changed it. There you go. Blossom time. Oh, bluebell. Now that really does it for me, because it's got depth to it. And I just want to be there and walk through there. Garden visitors. Oh, we've got little foxes here. Then we move on to summer. Oh, sorry, and I should say there's an idea for a summer palette here. Ideas for summer painting. Dandelion clocks. Summer flowers. Trees together with some mixes for the greens. Lovely sketch. Gardens and picnics. Look at that. Then we've got another painting feature. Colours used. Wow. By the sea. Doing water. Summer landscape ideas. Look, we've got these lovely little thumbnails here. This is another painting feature. So we've got the colours used in this and talking through over there. A day out. Wild flowers. Now that is a wildflower meadow, is it not? Stunning. And you've got all the different marks and the use of colour. Stunning. Late summer. Then into autumn and the autumn suggestion of colours. Harvest time. Oh, I don't know how you pronounce this. Ricinus. They are pretty though, whatever they are. Perhaps they've got a more... Oh, the castor oil plant. Okay. So we've got the colours used in this and pointing out where particular techniques were used. Got a bit on brush strokes, flowers and seeds. Oh, red sunflowers. Gourds and geese. Autumn leaves. And some countryside sketches. And I love this. And then Walking in the Meadows is another one of the featured paintings, talked about, colours used, etc. That is beautiful. Got a little bit on late autumn, autumn days, changing seasons. Isn't that lovely? It's the shadows in the background. Then moving on to winter, and a suggestion for a winter palette. Woodland in winter. Really nice. Frosts and Fine Days. A winter walk. Birds in winter. And then we've got an exotic flower. I don't know. Oh, Strelitzia. Okay, it is exotic. Painting in midwinter. You can see this colour palette. Winter interpretations. This is our featured painting, The River in Winter. Say where that was, but anyway. Then we've got a whole bit on snow. Oh, I love that. I love it. Winter landscape ideas. It's just full of all these lovely sketches and ways of doing things. Vegetables, winter flowers, potted plants. Wow. I'm going to have to be looking up where she is from. It still doesn't say on the back there. Okay, so those are my picks to share with you. Yep, got my little, what I showed you before. Right, those are the two books that I'm sharing with you today, which I think are fabulously chocked, chock-a-block full of wonderful sketches and ideas and ways of doing things. So yeah, I hope some of you will find that interesting, and I will hope to see you next time. Thanks for watching.